Welcome back to Let's Play Avernum, Escape from the Pit. I want to count something, because the store page says that there are 80 towns and dungeons. I'm assuming forts count, so I kind of want to count how many we've been to. Or at least how many we've discovered. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Okay, so yeah, that makes sense. This is about a third of the map. This third is probably going to be a lot more dense with locations. Okay. And we haven't even cleared all 25%. Let's level Cordelia up. Uh, More dexterity. Let's see, 18, 21% of lethal blow. Yeah. So backstab is melee only, right? I am doubly assuming so because you can't even take that. Damage of your melee attacks on any foe next to one of your allies. Yeah. So let's go ahead and... What do you need? I could take more dexterity. I don't think I really need more dexterity at this point. I think I need more endurance, if anything. But let's go ahead and... Good health would give you 6 more HP opposed to endurance giving you 5. Let's just take Nimble Fingers. It's always good to have extra tool use in the pool. So last time we cleared the Ogre Cave and explored that chunk of map. We could go to the Honeycomb, but that's going to be a particularly dangerous kind of subzone, especially knowing that there is a dragon in there. So, let's do the smart thing and go to the castle, because we've been told that there's going to be particularly nice equipment in the Great Cave cities. But we do have a other town to get to first. Distraction. This corner of the cave, some interesting mushrooms. Your knowledge of cave lore tells you they have an invigorating effect on the eater. There's a variety which is very useful in making potions. Energetic herbs. We still need Grey Mold. 3 gold ring in that sand pile. You enter the Great Cave for the first time. A sight to the west takes your breath away. It's a cave, the largest you've seen, larger than you ever thought a natural cavern could be. Light from the ceiling fungus is exceptionally bright, revealing that the cavern stretches many miles to the west. It's dotted with a wide variety of farms and small towns. The eastern end of the Great Cave is moist, steamy, and warm, heated by the enormous caldera to the east. Mushrooms grow very well here. The ceiling is so high that you can even imagine it raining occasionally. I suppose if there's enough condensation on the roof. Oh. Find a loose collection of farms. Industrious pale folk raise fat pink mushrooms, tend to fail cows, and homicidal giant lizards. Approach and talk to them. They are pleasant dull folk, long separated from the violence and strife that is the constant state of affairs in the north. The news of the constant warfare with the Nephilim and Slith doesn't seem to worry them. As you're about to leave, one wiry woman pulls you aside. You're adventurers. I should know. I used to be one, she mutters, smiling. When you get to Almaria, ask Dexter if you can see his tools. You won't forget it. You won't regret it, not forget it. There's a small cluster of stone huts here on the riverbank. A large clan of fishermen live here, yanking pale, slimy cavefish from the river by the hundreds. When they see you, they invite you for fried fish steaks and mushroom ale. They're friendly folk, though they're all very worried about Slith raiders. Stark contrast to the east and north. Find a loose collection of farms, industrious, yeah. Someone has set their flock of cave cows loose to graze. They've all been branded, and the dark marks of the brand stand out well against the pale, almost translucent flesh. The shadows, moisture, and mushroom diet don't agree with these poor bovine creatures. They look at you, moo sadly, and wander away. Scroll of lightning, always handy. Oh wow, you have to go to Almaria. The Great Cave is heavily patrolled by Avernum guards who watch not only for the Zerakai, but also bandits as well. Since you're neither, they don't bother you. Almarian Bridge, toll 5 gold. Discovery levels Aldos up. It's given some dexterity for dodge, yeah. More pole weapons, more blade master. Could take mighty blows for 3% more damage, parry master for 3% more block. I don't know if Sage Lore stacks. I'm gonna go ahead and give you good health. As you try to walk through this open gate, a grumpy guard pokes his head out a window and says, "Greetings, friend. The toll for the bridge is 5 coins." Then the guards recognize you. News of your exploits has traveled ahead of you. A captain says, "Many apologies. Feel free to pass our gate whenever you want." Hey, a reputation bonus. That's the first time I think that's actually had, like, a clear effect. Starcap training, written below a sun design. A short bearded man is training a bunch of young Avernites. His training technique seems to involve a lot of shouting and abuse. When he sees you, he gives us a very slight nod. He seems to recognize that you're not a complete neophyte. "I'm Starcap," he says. "Welcome to my training hall. You don't have to be a complete idiot to learn something from me." Is a shouting extra, or does that come with your services? I train all the substandard lumps of meat that pass through my door. Like that. He wanders off for a moment to heap abuse on a student. The student survives, barely. "I'd like to be trained." "You?" He laughs. "Well, you look like you'll survive. When you're ready, you can step into my pit and try to gut it out." "How did you come to Avernum?" "Well, on the surface, I did a lot of training, but all of it was for rebels. When the Empire caught us, I begged for mercy. They were kind, and I got thrown down here. Now I can train people to fight those smug bastards above us." Begging for mercy, that must have been difficult for you. Not half so difficult as being thrown down here. That's what it took to keep on fighting the Empire, so I groveled, but I never will again. Alright, training. Melee weapons and pole arms. Yeah. Yeah, trainer to improve this skill up to 2 times. We will be back. I need more. I need as much weapon training as I can get. Even if I... Oh. You get combat disciplines automatically. I'm holding my head in my hands. You can't see that. Well, that's good to know. Okay. So you have well-aimed blow that does extra damage. Shield breaker. Ensnare and knock back 3 spaces. And that's, like, only slightly... Well, I guess, like, 9... It does less damage than that, and it has a longer cooldown, but still. Leg Sweep, which is Immobile and Weakness Curse. And Blade Sweep, which is AoE. Okay. Wait, why don't you get total weapon skills 5? Oh, because you have a little bit of melee, a little bit of pole weapons. And you just have melee and a bow. Okay. I guess having Shield Breaker is good for you since you predominantly want to do range damage, so you want to be able to knock them back. Jasmine. A woman in a plain dress stands behind the counter. She's stunningly beautiful except for the pale scars running up and down her arms. You look like you haven't had a decent meal in some time, she says. You're in the right place. What do you sell here? I sell food. Proper food. For prices I'm sure you'll find quite reasonable. Her smile turns vicious. It causes me no sadness to see the lizards go. You have no love for your lizards? Pretty much. Before I came to Avernum, I tended sheep. Nice animals. Never tried to kill me. Lizards are very useful, sure. They provide leather and decent meat, but they're stupid and vicious. Is that what happened to your arms? Indeed. She shows you the scars on her forearms. Vicious, vicious, vicious lizards. Oh, you sell cake. Kebabs. Fruit, even. Slightly expensive. Town hall? Yep. There's a very large bearded man in simple embroidered robe sitting behind the desk. He's juggling figures on sheets of crude Avernum parchment. He wears the sash of Almaria of Avernum. He rises to greet you when you enter. Wandering adventurers, eh? Unpredictable sorts. I'm Bevan. No need for honorifics. Not between warriors. Are you the mayor? I'm the protector of Almaria. I take care of the city and the surrounding area, and I can do it just fine without a bunch of adventurers such as yourselves butting in. The last thing we need is adventurers. You won't get a token here, fellow. I already have a royal token, though. Ah, I see. Well, that's a different story. I don't have patience with foolish, undisciplined adventurers, but you. There's one way you can help us. Yes? To the southwest, to the south wall of the Great Cave, there's a nasty infestation. Several basilisks have taken up residence there, deadly creatures. If you could kill them for us, I would pay you a healthy bounty. You are a warrior. Indeed, I was a ward in the army of Avernum for many years. I fought imps, sliths, nephilim, you name it, and I learned one thing. What did you learn? That to fight Avernum's enemies, you need order and discipline. In the long run, adventurers do more harm than good. Sorry, but that's just what I saw. A ward. My rank, above private, below a captain. Alright. Simple and straight to the point. I appreciate that. Julio, Sage Extraordinaire. A tall, muscular man sits at his desk, surrounded by piles of books. Behind him, the thick, aromatic bubbles brew in iron cauldrons. Welcome, adventurer, he says in a dramatic voice, to the office of Julio the Sage. My knowledge of the alchemical arts is at your disposal. What sorts of things do you sell? Mainly I deal in potions and such. You can buy potions from me, if you'd like. Also, the things I've learned in my extensive explorations are often of value. Can you tell me where we might find some ingredients? No, definitely not. Knowledge of the location of rare ingredients is at the alchemist's greatest resource. Can you teach me any recipes? I'm afraid not. My recipes are the source of my prosperity. Such secrets are rarely, if ever, given to mere adventurers. No offense. You've done a lot of exploring. Yes, if you have a map of Avernum, I promise that some of the tunnels on it have been discovered by me. Such learning is quite valuable to prospectors and soldiers, among other things. Why have you done so much exploring? His expression darkened suddenly. I was thrown into Avernum for, shall we say, opposing certain excesses of our town officials. I spent my first 5 years in Avernum looking for a way out. I found many blocked tunnels and came close to death many times. He sighs and his expression softens. Finally, I gave up the search, but I do have a guess about that exit. Really? What's your guess about where the exit is? I explored the eastern tunnels and wandered the caves north and south. No luck, but there are many areas to the west that humans have rarely, if ever, trod. A system of caves this large must have an escape route somewhere. If it is anywhere, it's west, and when someone finds it, I'm going, even if I'm 90. If I wanted to find the exit, any advice? Julio thinks on this. He looks at his windows, making sure nobody is spying. Then he leans close. I've heard rumors. There's a group. Calls itself the Scimitar. None are working harder than them to find a way to escape. If you want to escape, seek them out. Right. And they are specifically wanting to stoke an uprising. What do you got? I'll buy healing potions for sure. And really, that's it. Here's the job board. Let's see. Slith Assassin. A feared Slith Zerakai assassin named Nyrissa has been stalking the farms north of Almaria. We've driven her away, but if she is not hunted down, she is sure to return. She's thought to have fled to the enemy temples upriver to the north. Should she be slain, Mayor Bevan will pay a generous bounty. Message Cormac. There's a scroll pinned to the board addressed to someone named Cormac. Someone has written on the outside of the envelope. Searched the city, couldn't find him. Didn't go into the sewers, though. Too dangerous. If you can get this to him, you can have the payment. Bounty, sewer slimes. As often happens, the sewers under Fair Almaria have been infested with slimes drawn by the foul effluvia below. The Sage Julio has volunteered to find agents to protect our home. The mercenary who can kill 10 of these gelatinous terrors will be rewarded. And Kellner's note. Someone has pinned a hastily scrawled note to the board. Something is wrong in the Tower of Magi. I am going. I will not return. Kellner is the only sane one. If only someone would listen to him. I give this warning as I flee west. This young woman follows you at a discreet distance, admiring your weaponry. When she sees you've seen her, she makes an alarmed squeaking noise and turns away. Memorial to those slain by the Sliths. Guard buildings. Tower of Magi Research Hall. Do not enter without portal instruction. So this is going to be where the portal pylon is. Searing slimes. Well, this encounter is 5 slimes. Actually, this is a good blade sweep opportunity. Unstable mass. Oh. Now I know about the unstable masses. This nest has lovely crystal, healing potion, and speed potion. Getting shovel as if to taunt me. Cormac. Cormac is surprised when you hand the scroll to him. I should not have received this from your hand. Still, I appreciate the aid. Gives you a modest pouch of coins, 50 coins, level up, or Marion. Let's see. What do you need? I'm gonna give you Parry Mastery. This well-concealed room looks like a first aid station. No patients are here, but it's ready to accept them at moment's notice. There's a lone man here, napping in a stone chair in the corner. He awakes with a start when you enter. I'm Cormac, and I don't think you're supposed to be here. Not supposed to be here. This place is for those who fight against the Empire. I'm not ashamed to say it, no matter how fearsome they are. I'd do anything to fight the Empire. Truly? Well, if your acts can match your bold speech, I can tell you where you should go. The Barkeep of Barga in the Abyss. Go there, and your testing can begin. Try to ask something else, but he leans back and closes his eyes. He said all he has to say. Alright, so he is some kind of informant for the Scimitar. Right, bulging slime. I'm gonna try and daze them. I would not be surprised if they're immune. I mean, they resisted. Wait, I can take Flawless Shot. What am I doing? 40 to 200. Okay, that's still bonus damage. Honestly, just firing on the bulging slime is probably the way to go. I think that's where the unstable masses are. Ooh. Yes, it is. Hopefully the knockback will go off before the dying. It does not. Oh, it was struggling to parse. Wait, does the level up save you from dying? Step here, and Shield Breaker for the knockback. Stab. Do that. Oh. I'll fire on that one, I guess. Wow, that hurts. Alright, maybe I'll just have to sack my melees. Nothing else, get the ensnare on him. I guess maybe I'm sacking the supports rather than the melees, whatever. Think. Crystal, crude short sword, shielding potion, blessed boots, 8% armor, minus 5% hit chance. Do you have boots with stats? You do. That's the luck boots, which is probably a lot of why you can hit so much. Well, that's another encounter cleared, at least. Even if I have to dip out. Endurance. Dual wielding, and... Didn't I just do this? I did. Experience from turning in the letter, right? I gotta do that. After this reload. Let's see. You will lend me the healing potion, which is nice. There might still be, like... I don't know if I can turn in the bounty for slimes at this point, but I mean, I might as well clear the place out, right? Oh, that's just another entrance. Okay. Well, let's go get our money and experience from the turn-in, then. Isn't it you? No, it's the sage. Julio is thrilled to hear of your triumphant battle against the slimes. Well done. Thanks to you, I've succeeded. As a reward, he gives you a pouch of coins and a pair of potions. Healing elixir and curing elixir. Mycroft levels up. Keep going. Priest and mage spells. I'll go ahead and take 3%, though. On healing, that's not much. I'm just going to give you good fortune. Frankie Vintner, Dexter the Fletcher. Sunk down behind the counter is a man so skinny he's practically invisible. Sparse, wispy hairs arranged on a rapidly balding pate. He smiles at you in a disturbingly toothy way. He chuckles. I'm Dexter. This is my shop. I deal with all kinds of warriors. Yes, all kinds. Someone suggested I ask if you have any tools? He laughs. He checks to make sure the store is empty and nobody's eavesdropping. Yes, I sell certain, well, tools, and believe me, nobody's more adept in their use than I. Whenever you want any tools, just remind me you're an adventurer. Did I mention I'm an adventurer? Dexter shows you an odd mix of equipment. You suspect that some of these items have been recently liberated from their rightful owners. Expensive. Piercing crystals are good to know that they're here. Seem to deal with shady characters. Do you have any jobs for me? There is a little service you could perform for me, actually. In one of the homes in the northwest corner of the city of Blosk, a certain fellow owns a ring shaped like a snake biting its own tail. It's not magical, but a certain lady has offered me a sum if I could get it to her. Obtain the ring for me, and I'll pay you handsomely. Let's see, what supplies do you sell? Stuff. Archery stuff, mainly. Let me know if you want to purchase something. You have a yew bow. If you had a yew long bow, I'd spring for that, but no, price is exorbitant. Curse the sliths. An archer sits at the table. A half-empty bottle of wine sits in front of him. Why are you in this inn? I'm on leave. I've been running raids against the sliths. Even rowed in sight of that even rode inside of that giant fortress of theirs. What do you think about the Sliths? He hawks and spits on the floor. Vicious bastards, tough as nails and smarter than the kiddies. I've been trying to raid the fort they have in the swamp. It's like some major sacred temple, though. We couldn't get near it. I don't know how we humans are ever going to hit the island. What island? The Slith Island. The Slith leader, so I can't pronounce it. Big Slith lives on an island to the northwest. King's looking for someone to hit it. Fat chance, he thinks. I met someone who saw the island once. Name was Chuck. Said he was heading home to Silvar. Probably dead now. If you ever do meet him, ask him about it. He returns to his wife. We'll win this war, but it'll be a bloody, bloody business. Oh, so that's... Is that the island fortress that you can see from the start of the game? Rhiannon. Meet a tall, thin woman with lovely long brown hair. She's busy tending the bar. Wandering the room and dealing with the merchants keeps her very busy, but you finally manage to flag her down. Another warrior, she says with a smile. May the spirits preserve me. What do you need, traveler? What can I purchase at this establishment? Well, you could buy some food. The merchants haven't quite bought us out of rations yet. And we have wine. Fine Almarian wine, the pride of Avernum. You have real wine? Yes, wonderful, wonderful wine, and even drinkable, made by local farmers and reasonably priced. It's even in bottles. Bet you never thought you'd see wine in actual bottles again. This is the only place you can get it. Better buy some soon. I could sell it at any moment. This wine is made from grapes. Her smile fades for a moment. Well, grapes do not grow in the underworld. Almarian wine is made from fine fungus, like all wine down here, but ours is good. What makes Almarian wine so good? That is a tale. It takes the quality of our water, the porous nature of our stone, the soft, silky strands of our lichen, the warmth, the humidity, the terror, a complicated dance of nature which results in something that you can drink properly, without the night sweats, mouth itching, or transient blindness that comes from most of our night wine. Food, bags of meal, wine, 19, I get 13 back, so it's still not worth it. What's the room? Offer. Alas, the best I could offer you is a long, painful, restless night surrounded by loud, drunken merchants on the Darm and Silvar run. But even that is unavailable, alas, as all of our pallets are occupied. Okay, so it's a running gag that you just cannot actually ever get a room, I imagine. Not stealing meal. Not stealing meal and stealing meal. Trash bin. Fine blades. Proprietor Ramirez. He's a dark-skinned man with long black hair tending to this workshop. He's sharpening a wicked-looking blade. He smiles at you when he sees you, but he doesn't stop sharpening. I'm Ramirez. Welcome to my shop. Let me know if you need something pointy. What do you sell? I have fine blades of all kinds. That's what I'm here for. Indeed, that's what I do. My job, my identity, my purpose in this world. Now, business. Want weapons or not at all? Weapons. It's a happy destiny that has brought you to me. So I can sell the junk bag. 2,400. Oh, and I have that excess gold spear. What have we got? Shielding knife. Dagger that gives 6% armor. That is probably actually worth picking up. Armor in the melee slot. For only 360, yeah. I mean, you're not, like, in melee often, but... I mean, may as well, right? Oh, it's a discipline blade. It gives you extra pull weapons for getting access to more disciplines. I mean, bump up your armor to 44. That's not bad. Armor of quality, proprietor Rosemary. The shop is tended by a short, stocky woman with long black hair. She's polishing a pair of bracers. Her black hair makes her porcelain of her night skin stand out even more than normal. She sets aside her work when you enter, glad to give her hands a rest. Welcome to Rosemary's Fine Armor. Proper protective gear, both new and second-hand. We never sell something someone died in. That's our promise to you. What are you selling? Sell all sorts of armor here. High-quality goods. Used Bought used or shipped down from Fort Draco. You can buy it if you have the coins. Can't be armor from Draco. What's so special about Fort Draco? Fort Draco is far, far, far to the north. It's an iron-rich area, and they have a huge forge. They can even make steel. It's as good an advantage over the Sliths as any. An advantage over the Sliths? Don't they have iron? Sure, but their metalworking skills are nowhere near as advanced as ours. Also, their weapon designs simply aren't as good. What do you mean? Sliths, as far as we've seen, use only one sort of melee weapon. It's a sort of two-tined spear. Now, don't get me wrong, it's deadly enough, but compared to the range of weapons we humans use, it's just not the same quality. What have you got for me, then? Any steel greaves, steel helm, fine steel gauntlets, fine steel bracers. 5% more armor is actually pretty solid. 6% more armor, yeah. Oh, that hurts my wallet, though. Spectral gloves. What's your armor looking like? 44 in Europe. No, yeah. Are you using any special gloves? Drake hide gloves? You're not wearing any gloves. Wait, yes you are. You're wearing crude leather. About boots. 5% healing. 3 luck. Iron gauntlets. I'm just not gonna... I'm gonna hold on to it, I guess. Not gonna use the Swamp Walker leather. Not gonna use the Blessed Belt. Not gonna use the Woven Golden Chain. Uh... 158 back. Ow. Oh, and I wanted that second point of pole arms from the trainer. Oh. Well. If it helps your survivability, your armor is up to 53, which is actually better than Aldo's. Bar of iron. And iron gauntlets I can sell. Well, that is Almaria, fully explored. Let's go take this note to the Tower of Magi. Where exactly was that to? Kellner's note. Let's see. Ambrin, Linda, shops, alchemy. Back up the true way. Who ran the shops? Brentford and Glenda. Is Kellner the guy at the... fountain? Also, while we're here, let's do something that's probably very stupid. Spell is too weak to affect this barrier. You need to cast a spell barrier at a higher level to remove it. Okay, so I need to actually have the ability to do it, and I forget what I'm trading for that. Yes. Meet the apprentice Kellner and tell him of the message you found. Very interesting. The message did not lie. I'm relieved to know that some are trying to send help to where it is sorely needed. So that's just some experience, and it's meant to lead you to Kellner if you hadn't already talked to him. But, let's see. I guess next time on Let's Play Avernum Escape from the Pit, we'll be heading westward from Almaria. Which really means to the castle, because I am not fighting basilisks right now. See you guys then.